Welcome to Rope Dropping Knowledge, where we guide you through the magic of Disney.
Happy almost New Year.
Yay. Well, I don't know. Yay. I
I
don't deal with new beginnings very well.
Tracy doesn't like change.
I like status quo.
Everything's changing. Everything always changes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, do I always have to quote Thor? The only thing that's permanent is impermanence. Oh boy. Well, welcome everyone. We decided we are staying home this New Year's Eve.
Yes. Well,
And-
we're blocked. We would be at Disney, but we're blocked like everyone else.
Yeah, everyone's blocked who has a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Inspire people. So,
Mhm.
decided not to do parties, not to do, but there was something we could have bought for, this restaurant. That we
Oh,
liked.
yeah.
Juniper and I, but we decided not to do that. So it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know if it's like getting old or we just don't care.
Well, I think we just did too much last week for Christmas. Like we were just
Yeah,
going
we-
from one place to another.
Yeah,
That now I'm just like, ugh, can I just sleep?
exactly.
And then I have to come back,
Yeah, it's just
So-
Tracy's been up and back so many times. You'll be going to Orange County within 2 weeks, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So, yep, we are going to chill, which is my favorite thing to do. Everybody knows my favorite part of a vacation is getting back to the hotel room. And it's not, and when people laugh, it's like you don't like doing all the cool stuff at Disney and all the other places you go. It's like, no, but it's like when you are tired and you get back to a hotel room, it just feels so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's like I like showering at the end of the day. My favorite part of the day is showering at the end.
Yeah. No. Once we adopt a kid, I don't know if that's the best part anymore. We'll
Right.
have to ask all our parent friends.
Maybe you could
The
wear them
kid-
down and then they can just sleep.
Yeah, but we got to be in shape to wear a kid down. Because I see, well, not I see, but everyone sees when you try to get a kid to go back to get away from Disney,
Oh yeah.
like it's
They
time
cry.
to go. Oh man, well, not every kid, but some kids are just like they're not having it. It's like, why are you trying to take me away from my actual home? They just don't get it.
Well, that's why Hannah was saying naps are important, where they take a nap during the day and then they'll stay until midnight or whenever that they'll close down the parks and the kids are past bedtime and tired by then.
Yeah, and that's why we're going to adopt an older kid. Well, not the only reason. One, we're older, but two, a lot of people are like, "Well, don't you want a baby?" I'm like,
No.
"Well, I don't know what I'm getting with a baby." I was an
Yeah.
adoption social worker for about 5 years, and so I know the tricks.
Babies are
I
cute,
can pick
but
out the good ones.
nieces are fine. Niece baby, good. My own baby, no.
Yeah. Because you want to, if you're going to, this is probably, I don't want to give anyone advice on adopting. It's never done it. But, there's a lot of older kids. First of all, kids who are over like 3 are harder to adopt because a lot of people want babies and want infants. And,
You mean easier to adopt then?
well, they're easier for the agency to adopt, yeah.
Oh,
Whatever, they're easy.
Easier for us.
They were more in demand.
Mm-hmm.
Babies are.
Oh, yeah.
But when you get a kid who's in school,
Mm-hmm.
you already know what you're dealing with because you get, if they have an IEP, you get that. What any types of stuff are already going to be pretty much present and
In
observed.
their files, yeah.
Yeah, and you can observe their behavior. You can observe, did they try to set the school on fire or not? Am I okay with that? Okay, yeah, maybe, probably, yeah. So yeah, it's something that is very much possible in our future, which means more Disney, not less. Because that's what we're going to tire that kid out. And so, but we're going to talk about nieces and stuff a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
we have a giveaway that we decided to do. And I said last episode that we didn't know if we were going to do an episode before the end of the year, but if we didn't, we would do something else. But we decided to do both. So we're doing our podcast that you're listening to now, and we are going to be doing another giveaway that is a random draw for a Disneyland adulting glass that is laser engraved, which we think is pretty cool, and a Minnie and Mickey Mouse watch, which is an official Disney branded. Now I do, because I had a friend who saw it and they're like, "Whoa, that's crazy." That's like those aren't real diamonds on that watch. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't want people thinking that we're giving away like $1,000 prize or something, or
No, those are not real diamonds on the watch.
this is a watch it's cool to wear to, if you want to show off your Mickey and Minnie, your Disney spirit at work, wear it to the park, that's cool, but I don't want you to think you're getting like Disney Rolex collab or something,
Like, oh, maybe
an AP,
they don't have kids. They're going all out.
Oh, Disney Patek Philippe. Oh no, no. We don't roll like that. So, but it is a cool watch. So, and most of you are already entered. I mean, basically, all you had to do was enter one of our giveaways to be entered, or have won a in-park giveaway. Yeah. So, and that's something that the last giveaway we didn't include. But if you want an in-park giveaway, you're also included. And that way, sometimes I do giveaways like that so we can have a short turnaround and it doesn't take a bunch of people. We are still giving away the Loki figurine pen from our spoiler giveaway. And I think we only have one entry right now. So y'all can listen to the last episode. And we will be reviewing the Marvels at the end of this episode.
For a giveaway.
For another giveaway. Yeah. So, I think that's all the giveaways for 2023. Right? Okay. All righty then. So, this is a New Year's type of thing, and, and basically we're going to be doing a little bit of reminiscing, a little bit of news, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Probably not your normal Rope Dropping Knowledge podcast. We just wanted to communicate one more time in 2023. Tell you guys how much we appreciate you. I did get asked again, and I think some people get confused about why we never monetized the podcast. And I know sometimes I sound like it's a negative thing. So I decided, instead of just going through, just the personal, just reasons why or why not, I thought we'd give new podcasters something to think about, things to think about and consider. And that way, anybody who's considering getting into the podcast game, content creation game, they could think about these things before they get overwhelmed or before they quit. And so these are some of the things that I can consider. One, you got to have a mission statement, right? And like, what's your goal? And so, just like when you work at your company, if you work at any company, they have a mission statement. Most people don't know their company's mission statement. In HR, I can tell you, you ask, what's your company's mission statement? I don't know. But any type of mission statement means that any action you take should support that mission statement.
What if it's just to have fun? I mean, it can be.
Yeah, it can be.
Because most content creators only... It's just to have fun. Like
that can be, right? So then the subsequent things I'm going to mention may counteract that mission statement. You see what I mean? So is your mission statement to make money? Is your mission statement to have fun? Is your mission statement just to, educate people on Disney and Disney hacks and tips and tricks? Is your mission statement to be an influencer, to where you just want to be more well known, to where you can like get free stuff, or you want to actually have merch that you sell, and and maybe parlay it into some other type of
Mhm.
social media venture. Whatever it is, and by the way, there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
But I do think you should have one. Our mission statement was to share our experiences and build a community.
Mhm.
And that community could be one person or, well, I always say that I don't care if 2 people listen to our podcast.
Mhm.
We would still do the podcast.
Mhm.
If it was just one person, we'd probably just text that person. Just communicate with them one-to-one. But if you have 2, 3, 4, 5 people listening, I think we would still do the podcast because I think we enjoy getting together as a couple and doing it.
Mhm.
And we kind of share all this stuff anyway. Like
Yeah.
we were sharing this stuff, Instagram. I don't go on Facebook a lot, but you still keep up the Facebook side of things.
Yeah,
And-
it started when we were just sitting and talking about Disney at
Yeah.
Sonoma Terrace. And we're like, well, we should record this,
Mhm.
because we talk a lot about Disney and then we debate about things and things like that. So for us, it was just like, oh, yeah, why not,
Yep.
together share our experience. And then the Instagram page was just something like to have fun,
Mhm.
like, just to share, oh, here,
Yeah.
certain experiences. So,
Absolutely. The second thing is, if you're going to do it to make money, is it something? And this sounds kind of weird, but it's a personal question that you'd have to ask yourself. Are we doing this because I need money or because I want money? Right? Because I don't think it's a good idea to get into content creation as an investment.
yeah.
And if you need money, it's kind of hard to.
Well, most people start,
Mm-hmm.
most Disney content creators start because for fun. Their mission
Right.
statement is like, oh, I'm just doing it for fun. I wanted to
Yeah.
share. And then it just ends up being something more.
Yeah, and it's something like
Nobody
money just
ever-
happens sometimes, and it's
I don't want to say nobody, but very little people, Disney content creators, start with, okay, I'm going to start a Disney channel because I need to make money. I don't think
but see, I
anybody.
think people have pride,
Mm-hmm,
and this goes for things that go far beyond content creation,
mm-hmm.
jobs, relationships. Like sometimes I don't think people are honest with themselves. Right? It's like I think sometimes people say, "I'm just doing it to have fun," but then if you find yourself stressing out on time and money, you're not really doing it to have fun,
Yeah.
right? So you really have to be honest with yourself, and
Yeah.
you're like, Brian, why are you being so serious about like podcasts? Because a podcast, when we go into the other couple things, is it can affect your mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and not just podcasts, any type of content
Any kind
creation.
of content, yeah.
Yeah. And
Social media, based in
social
general.
media in general.
Mhm.
Social media is designed to addict people. Some of the same algorithms used in social media are used in slot machines, and they want you to keep scrolling. That's why they came up with the scroll, because it's always like,
Oh.
what's next? I want to see what's next. What's next? What's
And
next?
then they never put the time
Mm-hmm.
on the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're already, and that's another thing, if you're already kind of having like an over social media influx,
Overload. Yeah.
getting into content creation is going to like just, maybe 100x it because it's just like now you're big and people are hitting you from all different angles and all kinds of things. And I have a friend. She used to be a social worker with me,
Mm.
and she had a pretty good Pinterest page
Mm-hmm.
and had to quit because it just became just overwhelming,
Mm.
and it wasn't even like negative stuff,
Mhm.
because people think, oh, maybe people were hating on her. It was just keeping up with it.
Keeping up with the schedule.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
routine
Mm-hmm.
is hard because anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always remember, Magical Kind of Mama.
Oh, yeah.
She was huge
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just, and then all of a sudden she's getting like hate, like,
Yeah.
she got onto a ride for free. He said, "Oh, magic happened," and we got onto this ride. I think it was Rise of Resistance.
Yeah, it
or
was
something.
Rise of Resistance.
And
She
then
got
people-
into the
And then
virtual
people
queue.
just started like hating on her for like,
Yeah.
"Oh, great, another influencer getting on this." And like she's like the nicest lady.
Yeah.
She's so nice.
She's
And
goofy. Her
She's
videos are goofy.
She was fun.
She
spread
wasn't those
joy.
annoying.
Like,
she wasn't annoying at all.
She's the type of person that I would have bought her Rise of the Resistance.
And that's probably what
that's probably
happened.
what happened. You know.
Yeah.
I think this was before Genie Plus, but
Yeah, no, it was before you can buy anything.
Yeah.
But
still,
somebody just thought, oh, we're
Yeah.
not going to use it. I don't know what happened. It could anything.
could have been a cast member. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
But it was like,
And it was for her son. It wasn't even for her.
I know.
Yeah.
But it was like somebody who made like 100, like she had like what 300,000 followers, I think, when she signed off, something like that. People who made 300,000 people happy, and then like 5 people hated. It's like
It takes a toll, though.
It takes a toll
Yeah.
because those 5
You have to
people are
read those
every
comments,
month, and
yeah.
it's just like, and then it's like becomes like a discussion in your thread. It's just kind of like, you know. And she wasn't really getting. I think she did some article for like some newspaper that.
She's a blogger,
So
yeah.
she was a blogger, so maybe she had paid a little bit of money, but it wasn't like she was getting paid like thousands of dollars, you know, tens of thousands of dollars for this stuff. And she was doing really good content, and it's like she's missed. And so, if somebody who's that positive can get driven off, you like think about yourself. I mean, I gotta tell you, me and Tracy aren't that positive compared to her. We were like negative. So that's another reason why. And I guess I'll get into the third thing, which is what are your obligations to your audience and sponsors? So when you're thinking about monetizing, you're also taking on obligations.
Yeah.
Right. And a sponsor might want, depending on what kind of sponsorships you do, they might want so many ad reads per month, and then which means you're required to do so many episodes per month. We cut back on our episodes, and I'm fine with it because I don't have any obligations.
Yeah.
You know, we can increase it or cut back as we feel needed, and we're not worried about like, well, if somebody doesn't listen to us, you know, if our listenership goes down, my income doesn't go down.
Yeah.
You know, but if my listenership was tied to my income, that's stressful because now you're doing something. Now it's a job, right?
Yeah.
And if it's a job and your mission statement is to just have fun, well, you just went against your mission statement,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying that having it as a job is a bad thing.
Right.
Just be realistic that it's a job. And so everything you didn't like about your job, you cannot like about something you think is more fun. You know, maybe not as often, but it's the same. I mean, if you don't like your job, think about the things that you don't like. Could that happen in your dream job? That's what you need to think about. And if like content creation is your dream job, you're still going to have really bad days. And sometimes those days could be even worse because now there's no one to blame. When you work for a company, it's like,
your own.
oh man, I'm going to HR for this. You know, these guys, man, they're not giving us, you know, our cost of living increase or whatever. You know, now everything is on you. You ain't got no one to blame but you. And what's going to happen? You end up taking it out on your significant other or your family members or whatever. You know, and if like I was, you know, messing around with our roadcaster earlier today, and I was having another road issue. If my electronic system or anything breaks down, if our power goes out, all right, okay. Yeah, am I frustrated? Yeah. Is it going to ruin my week? No. I'm just going to be mad that I have planned to do something today and I didn't get to do it.
Yeah.
But am I worried about upsetting, you know, Manscaped?
The person that,
Blue Chew or whatever sponsor you have, you know?
Why are they all male related? We know what you listen to. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'm in the Rogan sphere, I guess. But I think it's like all these but those are the ones you see like all the time. It used to be like Dollar Shave Club. It used to be, I guess, if you male-centric podcasts, you know, but even women buy male-centric stuff. Most Manscaped like shavers are bought by women.
The makeup thing, and
Yeah,
I just
they buy
got
it for
duped into buying one that I'm going to return.
That's funny. So, so keep that in mind. Be honest with yourself, you know. And then again, this is what we kind of already touched on, but can you still have fun? And can you, and can you watch your mental health when you do it? And if you're somebody who gets triggered easy, is there somebody, and I wish people would be more honest with themselves, talking about being in social work for 12 and a half years. This is going to be my 10th year in human resources. It's like everybody who says, I don't like drama, if they say it out loud, I don't want to overgeneralize, but like usually there's a lot of drama in their life.
Mm.
And usually they're the common denominator. I'm not saying everyone is like that, but
It's true because the two Disney content creators, the couple, they always go on and say, we don't like drama, we don't like drama.
Oh, that one couple
and
that we
they're
all
now
talked
like kind of canceled.
Yeah.
Because they always have
if you
drama.
It's kind of like saying, I don't like STDs. It's like, but if you have multiple STDs, like the problem's you. You know what I mean?
It is a family-friendly podcast.
I know, and hopefully kids don't know what that acronym stands for, but I'm just being real. You know what I mean? Like you shouldn't have to say that.
Yeah.
People without
I know
drama
what you
don't
mean.
think of saying that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So, it's and when I say that, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad person if you have a lot of drama in your life, but it could mean you're easily triggered by things.
Mm-hmm.
It could mean that you have loyalty issues. So like maybe, you grew up and you felt betrayed, maybe there's trauma in your life. And so when somebody does something, even if it's online, you're going to get that same emotion. And now if you have a following of like 10,000 people, that emotion could happen like every other day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so you got to know yourself before you jump into a pool of unknown people, of strangers, and be willing to take on their opinions, right? Some people are like, no, I don't care, what they say, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Some people don't even read their comments, which I think is kind of like unengaging. It's like the opposite. It's like, I'm just doing this and I don't care about my fans. I read comments. I like our comments, but you got to know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, I don't know if you want to just dive in to an ocean of the internet. Now you don't even know what comments are actual real or they bots or AI or whatever. There's every time I see, like, because me, I'm a sucker for like animal videos, and I'm always like posting this. But I tell you, anytime there's a video of an animal, it doesn't matter what they're doing. The first comment, because usually it has the most engagement, is always somebody to be like, "That's not funny," that cat's stressed out. That's not funny, or that dog really doesn't want to eat that treat, or why are you feeding your dog that? It's like some Karen-esque comment.
Yeah.
And like,
but doesn't that a comment is a comment no matter what? I mean, it's still
but
considered
it's always the
engagement
first comment,
even if it's negative.
Well, yeah. So my point is, if you're in it for the money, and you're very like, just Machiavellian about it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You like that comment because that means everybody else on your page is fighting. But I wouldn't like that because I don't want to stress out my people who are positively commenting on this stuff. Like if somebody put some negative thing on one of our posts, we're gonna have people who are gonna come and defend us.
Yeah.
I don't want them to have to defend us. I don't want them stressed out. Even if it doesn't bother me. So. I could always just be like, I'll delete that post if it gets too toxic, and it doesn't hurt my money. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt us. It's like, just delete the post. Matter of fact, there's been things that I haven't posted, and I've just sent to friends that could have gone up, and I'm like, I don't know, this might be too controversial, and I'll just send it to this person or send it to that person. I'd be like, it's kind of funny, but yeah, you probably shouldn't have posted that. That's why I remember.
Yeah.
So basically it comes down to freedom. And, but if all those things, you could check all those boxes, dive in, you do it. And, I don't think we're there yet. And Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody said, "Hey, man, we're offering you like $500,000 to do this," yeah, I'll probably do it for a year, see how it goes. I mean,
jobs, $500,000. Shoot, I'll quit my job. Sure, I'll dance, do whatever you tell me for that million or whatever.
Because you can always quit after that contract is ended and have like a new house or something, right?
Yeah.
But no, that's why we haven't monetized, because we kind of went through our mental checklist and it was just kind of like, yeah, no, yeah, no, and so we just like communicating with you guys. You guys are enough for us, and yeah. But I do encourage people who have thought about these things to go ahead and even hit us up if you want advice on how to start a podcast. Because some people don't know from Adam. They're just kind of like, what's a hosting site, or what equipment do we need, or I only have $200. Can I start a podcast with that? And it's like, yeah, and I'm more than willing to, no charge. Any of our listeners who want to start their own podcast or any type of content creation, I'm more than happy to give you advice and hook you up and with any type of
you really don't need any fancy equipment, right? You can really just record on your computer, right?
Technically, you can record on your phone.
Oh,
I mean, there's stuff. There's free sites that host. You probably have storage limits if you get a free site, but there's different things we can walk you through. Yeah, I even have some old equipment that I think I'm going to give to some of our friends if they need it. And I even have there's certain I know we have teachers. Christina's a teacher who's out right now, maternity leave now officially, and some other people. Christina tried. Well, no, she didn't try. She did have like a podcasting thing for her kids.
Yeah, they had a class or.
So if there's any teachers who are thinking about having like teaching their kids how to podcast and stuff, yeah, a lot of. But sometimes they put it on a teacher to figure it out. They don't have like their own.
Yeah, because I remember.
She was asking me, and
she's asking you, and then I remember listening to one of the podcasts where the father and daughter, Disney assembled, and she got a bad grade on the podcast project because she does podcasting and she knows
wait a minute.
it.
I'm actually a podcaster.
Yeah, and she was so mad because her teacher's like, "That's not how." But when you do it, you don't. It's kind of like musicians who are just. That
reminds me of a lot of you might be too old to remember this, but the Rodney Dangerfield movie Back to School.
Oh yeah.
When he's a billionaire,
right?
And he goes back to school into business class, and the business teacher's like telling him like, that's not how you do business. He's like, I'm a billionaire. I know. Yeah. I kind of know business.
It's like artists and musicians, where musicians who teach themselves, they just play with the beat. But if you tell them to look at the sheet and play, they can't.
Some
like
can't,
that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that with the podcasting. She's like, hey, I'm the one who knows podcasting.
Yeah,
why did I get a mediocre grade or whatever?
That is kind of funny though. Yeah. But any teachers and stuff who are working on a curriculum, hit me up. I can help you with with an outline for that, and it's pretty simple. So I already did one. So yeah, willing to help anybody who wants to get into the game. And if you end up blowing up and getting bigger than us, I was telling people, I've said this needs to be your principle in management and leadership. You should always try to develop people you would want to work for. That has always been my underlying principle, since I began supervising people. If I can develop somebody that someday I would want to work for, then I'm a success. And that goes for work, and that goes for podcasting and content creation. So, yeah. So that's it for those thoughts, but. Because people kept asking me in different ways. You could make money off this, or you could do this. I'm like, well, these are the things you got to consider. So I thought I'd just spell it all out. And in 2024, we still don't have plans to monetize. So, just so you know, all right. Now, it is going to be a new year, but we're leaving a pretty good year Disney-wise. Well. Maybe not business. The business of Disney is probably not that great right now. But the personal side of the podcasting and why we did get into this whole podcasting game, I think was a grand slam.
Yeah.
I think it was great because of the people we met and just the relationships we started. Probably our biggest year yet.
Yeah.
So we, a lot of people, and I guess, would have to give credit to, 3 people in particular, there's Carrie,
Mm-hmm.
Dole Whip Float, and then there was Johnny and Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the 3 people who kind of got us into the larger Disney sphere, or at least, our
Mm-hmm.
section of the Disney universe,
Mm-hmm.
now when we communicate with all these different people. And if it wasn't for those 3 people, we probably wouldn't have met some of the great people we met this year.
Yeah.
So I want to give them just a shout out, because that's what it's about. When we talk about creating communities, it's not like we were responsible for creating community. Communities create organically.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to have like a listening post to be a part of that. And
Mm-hmm.
so, or a speaking post, since we are talking into the mic. But yeah, and I think that kind of culminated. The apex was on May 30th, when we had podcast Mics for Magic. They got that together for the closing of Splash Mountain, and then a lot of us met up at Disneyland.
Yeah, and that's where we met a ton of other content creators and podcasters, and became just all friends now.
Yeah, and then we always hoping that we see one of them at the parks, or trying to coordinate where we're at the parks at the same time. And I think that was like, and a cool thing about that, it wasn't about personal finance or anything. It was about helping kids,
Yeah.
and we raised thousands of dollars for children,
Mm-hmm.
and for the Chalk Foundation. And so it was positive on top of positive,
Mm-hmm.
and then that was Johnny and Hannah's idea. They put that together. We met them through Carrie, and then we met everyone else, and subsequently. And it's really cool to be part of that community,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, I don't want to start listing off names, but I know I'm going to
Because
forget
then we're
one.
going to forget someone. Feel bad.
I don't want to feel bad, But I mean, it's like, I mean, I think Jordan is even running for office.
Yes?
That's what I thought he said. Maybe I'm hallucinating that, but
Jordan? Or is it Dan?
No, that's Jordan.
Really?
I mean, I don't know. Somebody check me if I'm wrong.
I'll just ask him, like, wait.
Yeah.
Did I see somewhere that Brian thought he saw somewhere that you said you were running for office?
Yeah. Check me. So yeah, let's check that on that. But yeah, there's so many people, Moms for Magic,
Moms with Magic Crowns. Moms with Magic Plans.
Bashfully, was it
Bashfully Ever
Ever
After. She
After?
has a podcast with Hannah.
Yeah. And then, there's a few other people, all the people you buy from.
Yes.
With the exchangeable bows. Who was that one?
Trending on Main Street.
Yeah.
That's Kylie.
Yeah. I know we're forgetting some, but all these people that we support, we support, we actually, and the thing is their stuff is actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do I chastise Tracy for buying a lot? Yes, but it's not like it's not quality stuff. It's all quality stuff. And we encourage you guys to go out and patronize them. So
Patronize them?
wait a minute. Well,
Become patrons?
I think is that the same word?
I don't know. Hey, like
No,
I said on the last podcast, English is my second
Stop
language.
using that as an excuse. You went to law school. You dealt with language more than me.
Well, now there's ChatGPT. Just ask them.
I think patronizing and I think it's the same word.
And Patreon?
Well, that's a takeoff on to be a patron.
Uh-huh.
Patronizing is the verb, right? I'm patronizing this establishment, right?
I don't know.
And it's also degrading someone.
Right.
I think it's the same word. I don't know. Check
Well,
my math.
basically support them.
Right.
Support small businesses.
Go buy their stuff.
See, there's another market in March. You know how they had Elisa and Bree had the market.
Oh yeah, what's Bree's?
Darling Dream Co.
Darling Dream Co. Right.
So they are doing another market in March.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Orange County.
Yep. Same place, I think.
Nice. All right. Yeah. If you guys are local, go out and support. All right. And so yeah, that was like when we talk about the highlight of 2023. I think it was all of us getting together for Disneyland for the closing of Splash Mountain. We all had matching T-shirts, designed by Bree. We bought like little waterproof bags and had them put some stickers in them and stuff. But everybody contributed, and all these people showed up, and it was just fun. And we stayed till late. And I think it's stuff like that I didn't think I would be doing, honestly, when I started the podcast. I didn't think we'd actually be going out. I mean, yeah, I think when we first started, we did an in-park giveaway, and I thought that was the most interaction we would kind of have with people. But to meet like all these other, business owners and creators face to face and like hang out with them, that's like
our first 4 years, I would say 3 years. We didn't really interact with a lot of people in the community, just Carrie. So she was the glue, I think, that, she became so social that like, oh yeah, I'll follow this person. And then it just started snowballing.
Yeah, she should, I mean, she should really be like you work for the UN or something. You know what I mean? She could probably solve a lot of problems on this planet. So, but yeah. And I think that, because of that kind of coalition, anything that we want to do, and when I say anybody, I mean anybody in the group, wants to do is possible. Anything we want to do in 2024, we're down. Just let us know. We had the Ahsoka giveaway, which I think was fun. With Johnny's podcast, DMSW,
and
Tim Dreaming of Disney. Him and his wife, and yeah, it's just and that was just like little stuff that we just thought of doing, and it just happened. You know what I mean? Now imagine we could actually put our heads together and do something huge if we wanted to. And then Podcast Max for Magic to me was huge because I'm like, oh man, I hope we get like $2,000. We really exceeded that. So obviously we're going to be doing more stuff. Johnny's always thinking of stuff. So, but yeah. So thank you guys, all our new friends, and looking forward to interacting with you, hanging out with you guys in the new year.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. It was also a year for nieces. And we had a new niece born, Nora. And then we had our 2 nieces that we've always talked about, me and Emmy. They're now old enough to like interact with us at the parks and say how they feel about rides and talk about rides. And
they're going to be at the park soon because their mom said she took advantage of the 3-day SoCal 3-day thing.
Nice.
So she bought it for the whole family, even grandma and grandpa.
All right. Cool.
And auntie. Just not Kevin and Christina because
they can't go
Magnolia
anywhere.
would have been a newborn by then. But she'll let us know the dates. If it's a weekday, I'm going to go by myself. I'm going to take the day off. Just kidding.
Yeah, go for it.
No, I'm not kidding.
She's not kidding. Oh, man. I'm very confident in my marriage. But if she leaves me, it will be for Disney.
Well, just the other day you were asking me, would I be mad if you went to Disney by yourself? And I'm like, no, because I do it.
That was just more of a equality thing. She's just like, I want to be mad, but I can't.
Because I would do it. And I'm not a hypocrite. Just kidding.
Yeah, not on this issue.
On lots of issues, I'm not. I'm pretty consistent.
Okay. So yeah, so that's going to be great. And then yes, Christina is going to have another one of our nieces. And so we're just going to be, and by the way, we typically buy Christmas presents for a lot of people. I'm going to make an official announcement on our podcast. This next Christmas, next gen.
Yeah. Kids only.
Well, yeah.
Basically kids only.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Because
even our youngest cousins are adults now.
Yeah. They're in their 30s. Well, even though, 20s.
20s.
Yeah. And it's not that, I think when I was a kid, I used to get so much attention at Christmas. And I kind of want, And by the way, we have young kids on my side of the family too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not about any particular family faction. You know, we have like 6 younger kids on mine,
Mm-hmm.
and then the new ones on your side.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows if someone else
Mm-hmm.
gets pregnant? We're kind of hoping for some other people. No, not shouting out any names, but you know. And I just kind of want to shower them with affection, you know, and give them kind of the same things, you know, that I got as a kid at Christmas. And it's like, let's just concentrate fire on the kids.
Yeah.
I know it's a horrible thing to say, but yeah, I think that's just going to be more fun. And
Yeah, we got to spend some time with me and Emmy on Christmas Eve, and it was fun.
it was great.
Because now they're talkative and, you know,
Yeah.
they say things that are funny.
Yeah. In fact, even we have some listeners with kids that that we hook up once in a while.
Yeah.
And so even them, they count as family.
Yes.
So
So cute.
Yep.
Kids are cute.
Yep.
And then our little baby
Mm-hmm.
niece, Nora, she's so chubby and cute.
Chubby and cute. She has so
Just
much
want to
hair.
squeeze her.
I know. Beautiful, beautiful babies. So yes, this was the year of the babies, year of nieces for us. Even though Christina will not give birth until January, in the Chinese calendar, that's still this year. So,
Yes.
because the New Year's not till
It's
February
Still
10th.
year of the rabbit.
Mm-hmm. So, we will obviously be celebrating when that occurs. All righty. What do we have next?
We have, well, you wanted to share your gift card hack.
Only because we were mentioning,
Well, we got
about the
a lot of
news
gift
about
cards.
the couple.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the elderly couple.
Yeah.
There was so last week we talked about the Goofy's Kitchen debacle. That food of Disney, couldn't cancel, paid $350, did not eat anything. Anyways, and then right after we recorded, I read an article that said there was an elderly couple that planned a Disney World trip for the holiday season, but they have a family of 16 members. So what they did is they bought $10,000 worth of Disney gift cards in order to use them to buy tickets, spend in the parks, etc., right? Because you get like 5% off or something if you buy through various Costco, Sam's Club, whatever. Turns out, though, that they didn't buy Disney gift cards. They bought Disney Plus gift cards because it just said the word Disney. It just said Disney. And, elderly couple, they don't know. They're like, oh, it says Disney. This must be it.
Yeah.
Loaded up with $10,000, or I don't know how they did it, but anyways, so they're like, "Oh no, what do we do now?"
I'm almost thinking like
They're in their 70s.
should there be like a bartender rule? Like there's like in certain communities, and this kind of just the ethics of a bartender in general. If they see somebody who's had too much, we're cutting you off. Like if I was a clerk at a store, someone bought $10,000 worth of Disney Plus cards, I'd be like, you do know what these are for, right?
I know, right?
I'm not saying they have to do that. I'm just saying, and maybe it's because I'm
maybe
older.
they just thought that they were buying the whole family Disney Plus subscriptions.
But $10,000 worth? That's a
Who
huge
knows?
family. That means like you're buying it for a hospital. You know what I mean? It's like
Well, okay, so 3 years is like what, $150?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
I don't even
That's
know
a
how to do
lot.
math, but yeah, it's a lot. But yes, they should have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's strange. Anyways, it was just so tragic that they got a hold of the manager of gift cards at Disney. His name is Bill Hambrook, and he was able to convert it for them, thankfully.
Thank you. And so we always come on here and we always talk about some of the flubs that Disney does, but you know what? Disney's still our place of magic. It's still our second home, and so.
Now, that's what they should have done for...
See, when they get something right, we got to say, hey,
Yes.
you got something
But
right.
I know that tells
But
me...
that tells me that it can be done.
It can
but
be
they,
done.
But let's just say they did it. They did
Okay,
something
yes.
right.
Yes.
And on top of that, there was another story you were telling me about how a family complained about a ride being shut down, and they called, was it Tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. No, Pot Rock.
Oh, Pot Rock. Okay.
When they were here, It was one of the families that won our giveaways. That we met in park.
Oh.
Anyways,
Mhm.
it was they had gone to the parks.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know it was one of our families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't meet. It's the son of the
Oh.
couple we met.
Oh, yeah.
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 So they live in Arizona now. So they
The
don't
one
have,
who told me to drink the zombie.
Yes.
So he couldn't handle the zombie.
Yes, he
I could handle the zombie. Yeah, you guys remember that story. Yeah. So those are the parents.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they live in Arizona now, so they're not magic key holders anymore. But he went to visit and for some friends, and I forgot what the story was, but it was like such a dud kind of day where it's one of those things that's similar to like you stand in line the whole 3 hours and then the ride breaks down, and then it kept happening.
Yeah.
So it's like, ugh. So anyways, they went home, forgot about it. But I think one of the person in the group had wrote to Ken Potrock, the Disneyland Parks president, and told him what had happened. You know, we're from Arizona. We only visit once, maybe every 2 years, once a year.
And their son loves Disney.
Yeah, he loves Disney. So they flew all the way from Arizona, and this is what happened. We never got to ride that ride, and blah, blah, whatever it was. I don't know. I forgot what the ride was. It was probably Mickey and Minnie's or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then they heard back from Ken Potrock and got a 5-day park hopper
For everyone in
ticket
the family.
for everyone in the party. Yay, Disney.
So,
See?
thank you, Ken Potrock. So Disney does, they are still in the magic business, and they do, the correct thing. Sometimes you got to get to the right
share
person.
the positives.
Yeah.
Because we always just share
we
the
always-
negative. The news.
Well,
It
the
only
news-
makes the news. The
Yeah.
negative only makes the news, right?
Right. But this is never going to make the news. So that's part, I think, of content creator ethics is like, if you're going to share the negative, share the positive. When you have, when it comes across, your desk, right? It's like, I was missing a word.
Which is kind of ironic because Magical Kind of Mama that we just talked about was sharing something magical.
Yeah.
And she got hate for it because if it's, I don't know. It's
because
weird.
it was happening
It's
to
so
her, and I mean,
yeah.
and I get, and
guess if
there's
it
a lot
was
of
happening
insecure
to-
people who think that you're bragging when you're just saying what somebody
what magical
something
Disney,
someone did something nice for you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, that's kind of a problem with them. It's not really a problem with you.
Yeah.
But again, I can understand because that was just maybe the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe
Yeah, it
she was
was.
getting stuff like that every week.
Yeah, she was getting, it was a lot of stuff, and that was just the end, the
Yeah.
last thing.
Yeah, and now we don't get to enjoy her cool, funky, funny videos, and because of
Her
all these
dancing
haters.
videos. We don't even see her at the parks. Like, did she just give up Disney? Because
Yeah.
I thought, okay, maybe she's still going to the parks. She's just not
Yeah,
content creating.
we haven't seen her, but if we do see her, we will approach her and give her flowers because we still appreciate her.
Yeah.
So, but yes, so thank you, Disney. For making our family whole. With those tickets and and converting those gift cards for that other family.
Yes.
So, all right, is it time for Taste Talk?
It is time for Taste Talk.
It's Taste Talk with Tracy. Mash some magic in your mouth.
So we thought we'd talk about the Palm Breeze Bar. This is the new bar that is located inside the Disneyland Hotel. It's kind of like near the pool area, and it's an outdoor kind of bar/lounge.
Yep.
It's different from that other bar that's in the DVC.
Yeah. The one that looks kind of like Trader Sam's, but it's not Trader Sam's.
Oh, wait. Are we talking about the same? I don't know. There was
Yeah.
another bar that opened.
Yeah.
In. Anyways, this one was pretty cool. So the stuff we had, I had the jumbo lump crab roll. So it's tarragon and lemon aioli with fresh dill on a brioche bun. And the pictures, you could see like red pepper things on it. It's actually tomatoes, tiny tomatoes. I thought it was peppers, but I bit into it and I'm like, oh, this is sweet. So it was really good.
Yeah.
It was like big lump crab meat,
Yeah.
like real crab. And
Tracy's always thinking about value when she eats. So it's like, if they put real and a lot of crab in something, she's gonna like it. Like, I got my money's worth.
Yeah, because real crab, real seafood. You know, it's not the fake crab.
Yeah.
So, and then you had the Palm Breeze burger, which had sun-dried tomato and basil pesto and arugula.
It was really good. You know,
I wish I took a bite of it.
yeah, it was really good. For burgers, I would say 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was about 8.5 too.
And the only reason it wasn't a 9 is because I got full.
Yeah, same here.
Because and then I was like, walking around the park. But yeah, it could easily be a 9. I mean, if you want a burger, go there and get the burger.
Yeah, get the burger there.
And I think they have like 3 different ones.
No, there was just the one.
Was it just the one?
Yeah, it was a limited menu because it's more like a bar than a restaurant. So.
But it's kind of a cool outdoor thing. There was a singer there.
Yeah, there was a
with the
musician
guitar.
there, live music.
Yeah, that's right by the pool.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of a nice area, but it wasn't crowded. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And then it was a cold day, a cold night, so we both had an Irish coffee with our meal.
Yeah.
And that was really good too.
Yeah, and we didn't even think they would have it. And then the waiter's like, "Oh, you want something like an Irish coffee?"
Yeah, because I'm like, oh, it's kind of
Because that would have been our first go-to, you know?
Yeah, we were like, oh, we're too cold to drink anything. He's like, what about an Irish coffee? He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, if we would have known you had it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So we were kind of wondering, I was wondering what the crowds would be like at Disney World and Disneyland during these 2 weeks when not Disney World, but all Magic Key holders at Disneyland are blocked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like doing that thing where I was looking at wait times, and it's pretty crowded. I mean, at one point, Radiator Springs was 150 minutes. So, and then I saw a lot of people posting about wait times at Disney World. And it was insane because I guess their APs aren't blocked. So
Yeah.
But it's a tourist area. So, yeah, the wait times at Disney World are insane at this time. So,
I don't know.
like 200 minutes for something.
Well, I mean,
I guess people are still going to Disneyland
yeah.
and not just Magic Key holders.
But that's why they blocked Magic. I mean,
I know, but I
means
just thought, they'll see. There's not going to be anybody there. But I guess there are people there.
They forecasted correctly. And because just imagine how many more people would be there with passes.
Yeah.
You know? So they would have done the whole fire department thing would have been shut
Yeah,
down.
they was shut down before the pandemic on December 26th.
Oh, this year?
No, before the pandemic.
Oh yeah,
When-
yeah. Mm-hmm.
When there were no reservations and they had to shut it in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this is when people come out here, and the reason is that we're in California, and when you're in California, it's kind of like us being in San Diego, and we're always kind of whining and like about, everyone wants to come to San Diego to see us. Like we'd rather go up to see them, but they want to come to. Because it's not about us; it's about coming to San Diego.
Yeah,
We know it's not us because he can see us anyway. We'll make the drive. But and then if you ever like try to come from LA or Orange County down to 5 on a Saturday, it's gonna take you hours and hours because everybody's trying to get into San Diego.
Yeah.
But it's that thing. This kind of California's just kind of like a bigger extrapolation of that. So when there's a holiday. Even my neighbor Kevin, it's like, yeah, my mom's coming out here from Nebraska, and I'm like, I bet she is.
Yeah.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, people from California ain't going to Nebraska, but people from Nebraska love it. That's their dream thing. I have direct reports on the East Coast. They're constantly asking me, hey, when we're gonna have a summit out in California? I have one in Virginia and one in New Jersey, and then. They're never asking me to come out there. They want to come out here. So I think Disney understands, and then they probably have their own data. But when people come out for holidays to spend with their family, if they happen to have family in California, that's their time to go to Disney too.
Yeah.
So if you're taking a week off to be in California, why wouldn't you go to Disney?
Right.
And so you're getting people who would typically just Californians who would buy tickets to go, to the park.
Oh yeah, and then
Plus
people
all this
visiting
this
family in
influence.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like people are doing a special vacation for Disney. They're already out here for
Yeah.
family, and they're like, okay, while we're out here, let's go to Disney.
Yeah,
And that's usually you're talking about groups of like 10
that makes
per
sense.
per pop, and that's a lot of money and a lot of people taking up real estate in the park. So yeah, I can see why they blocked everyone. So I feel him. I feel ya.
All right, so then we have Adam Driver confirmed that he's done playing Kylo Ren in an interview with the podcast. In a podcast interview, he said, "Oh yeah, they're doing stuff. Star Wars is doing stuff, but without me. I'm not doing it anymore." That was his quote. But then I'm like, that's not really news because, spoiler alert, Kylo Ren's dead.
Yeah, who's asking you to play Kylo Ren?
I know, like because they were like, I forgot the name of the podcast, but they were like, "Oh, are you still gonna play Kylo?" He's like, "Yeah, there's still Star Wars projects, but I'm not in it." Like it's like,
well, maybe that's what he said. I'm hoping he's not like, I refuse to play Kylo Ren again.
oh no, he just said they're doing stuff, but not with me. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm done because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one way to say it, and again, this is how media works, right? It's just like him stating the obvious. But one way
Yeah.
to say it is like, I refuse to play it, and
Oh no,
even though you weren't even invited to do it.
they even said that they tried to press on if he was done because the character was done, and he simply said, "Yeah."
Yeah. So it's no news, right?
Yeah,
It's
no news type of
basically-
news.
Okay.
And then starting Monday, January 22nd, Pirates at Disneyland
For the
will-
first time in history.
will temporarily be added to Genie Plus while nearby attractions undergo refurbishment. So if you recall, Haunted Mansion is going to be closed for a long time because they're doing that the queue extension thing, the retheming of the queue, and then they're opening a shop, Haunted Mansion specific shop outside of the exit. So it's
Right.
one of those things. So they're going to be closed starting January 22nd, which is when the Pirates joins Genie Plus. And then they'll reopen probably sometime before Christmas. So you'll see it'll be Nightmare Before Christmas again.
It's going from Nightmare Before Christmas to Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
With
So you're not
nothing
going to
in
see
between.
normal Haunted Mansion until 2025.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, that's it's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's a big piece of the park that's going to be closed because in the meantime, there's other rides being refurbished. Maybe not for that long, but there's going to be a lot of things shut down at once, depending on the time
that's
of
why
year.
they figured, we'll just get one into Pirates or something. I don't know.
Well, make some money off Pirates.
Yeah. Because, Splash Mountain won't be open yet, would it? I forgot what they said about Splash Mountain. Not Splash Mountain. Tiana's Bayou.
No, that's not going to be open. Yeah. And then you have the rides that just go down anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Rise of Resistance is always down at least a few times a week.
And Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones is down.
Down or refurbished.
Yeah. And then even Space Mountain and Matterhorn go down. So all the big rides are kind of hit or miss now in 2024.
But it's in that area, especially.
Yeah.
It's Indiana Jones. And
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's going to affect ticket sales. I mean, because if you think logically, there's going to be the people who go anyway, like us, but we don't, we got passes.
we don't go to Disneyland that much. We just go to DCA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm wondering if DCA will increase, They really, I think, messed up by not finishing that Avengers ride
Yeah.
because that was their shot at making. Because if DCA had one more like big ride, these what they call it, blue ticket, e-ticket ride,
E-ticket or something.
they used to call them. I think that's the one thing that's missing from there.
Yeah.
I like to go to DCA just because I can chill,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can go to rides that I want, and there's enough rides and enough food. It has the perfect mixture of rides, food, drinks, and everything, and places to chill,
Mm-hmm.
places to walk, places to shop. It's like, to me, it's like the perfect 50 plus something year old place. Disneyland is just really packed, and I'm going there for specific reasons. So I want to go on Space Mountain. I want to go on Matterhorn. I want to go on Rise of the Resistance, Thunder Mountain. And so if those things aren't there, to me, Disneyland, I don't want to say it's not worth it. I'm just saying I'm not the type of person who's like going to go there for the Dapper Dans. You know what I mean?
And
Some
that's
people
probably
are.
what happened with the family who got reimbursed 5-day ticket because they were there and majority of them were all shut down or broken or whatever. So that's probably
that doesn't mean that I don't like the marching bands and the Dapper Dans and the parades and all that stuff. I enjoy it, but it's like icing on the cake, right? But the main reasons I go there are for the rides, and because even the food at DCA is better. So, and it's not like and Disneyland is so crowded, because that's the park, right? It's Disneyland. It's not really conducive to relaxation. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, nobody goes to Disneyland to relax.
No, yeah, you don't go to Disneyland to relax. You go to Disneyland and get that dopamine kick. and by the way, that's great. It's a magical feeling. And if you have kids, your kids are gonna just be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
it's a totally different experience, So I'm not putting down Disney. I'm just saying it's a totally different experience in DCA. And a lot of people probably, if they had one ticket, like they were going one day, they're not going to go to DCA because they don't think it's worth, because it's got the same amount of money, So it's not like, and it closes earlier. So I could see somebody saying, "Why would I go to DCA?"
Yeah.
But if you have a pass like us, DCA is my house. All right.
Well,
so that's all we have. We are going to review the Marvels once you hear the chimes. But for those of you who want to cut out and don't want to be spoiled, Happy New Year, and we will see you soon. Talk to you soon. And look out for the winner of our giveaway, the glass and the watch. All right? 3, 2, 1. All right. So our take on the Marvels. So first of all, the Marvels got some good news this week. It's not the biggest superhero bomb of the year. It turns out to be The Flash.
Oh. Not even, what is it, Black Adam? The Flash?
I think The Flash was the biggest bomb. I guess if you look at money spent versus money made. At least that's, I saw that in the news. Because I think the Marvels is still in theaters, so maybe that's why. And it's going to stretch into 2024, so maybe that's why they escaped. But the Marvels financially was a bomb. And, but the thing is that I didn't really expect it to do well. Captain Marvel, again, the only reason I think it did as well as it did, and it didn't do great, but the reason it did as well as it did is because it was right before Endgame. It was sandwiched in between Infinity War and Endgame. So, and it's kind of, I don't know. I don't think the movie was horrible. It was.
No,
I think it was.
I was entertained.
I was entertained. I didn't feel like we went to the theater and saw it the opening Friday anyway, and I didn't feel like I wasted my money. I thought I got my money's worth. I think to a lot of casual viewers, casual Marvel fans, right? It's just a couple of things, and I always mention it. We're not going to get Endgame again. Yeah. We might get something different that will excite you in a different way. We're not going to get that again. 2, it's not, up until the end credit scene, it didn't connect to anything else, in the overarching arc of Marvel. People are always talking about the multiverse saga. Throughout the entire movie, the main movie, there was nothing about that, really. It had nothing to do with Kang, and now it would be obsolete anyway if they did.
Well, connected in the sense that Monica Rambeau is in it, and she was in WandaVision.
Kind of, but that was, again, you don't want to.
You're saying they didn't talk about.
You don't want to make barrier to entry for an entertainment product, right? You don't want to say you had to watch this TV show in order to get this.
Right.
Then you're losing me, right?
Yeah.
Not losing me, but you're losing other me's, alternate universe me's, variant me's. So I don't know. The villain, like I don't even remember the villain's name.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
she's Tom Hiddleston's wife.
Yeah, that's what I know her
So
as.
yeah, not even what's his name was in it. Ronan. What is that his name?
Yeah,
Because he's the guy that.
well, he died, but yeah,
When did he die?
end of Guardians.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh, okay. Never mind.
so
Well, he at least could mention him or something.
I think they didn't mention him, but it's kind of like the villain. You can't have a generic villain that I can't remember their name because I don't know. It was, and the thing is, if it was like if it was put on Disney Plus for free, I think it would have been a smash. It'd have been, you know what I mean? Like that was a great Disney
But
Plus
I mean,
movie.
it's the villain. Yes, not memorable, but you kind of understand the story. It's sort of cookie cutter, I guess. Like, oh, you took away my planet, and now I'm mad
Yeah.
at you, and my
Yeah.
people are suffering.
I think sometimes people overestimate their brands, and I
Yeah.
think Disney is kind of like it's Marvel, and it's called the Marvels, and aren't you marveled? You know, it's like, isn't it marvelous? No. It had some funny scenes. I forget what her name is, Miss Marvel, the actress.
Brie Larson,
No, that's
Miss Marvel,
Captain Marvel.
Oh,
I always forget her
Amani
name.
something.
Yeah, Amani. She's charming. She's the best one
Yeah,
in the movie.
she's the movie. She saved the Phase 4 of the MCU. Kidding.
Well, she didn't do that because the movie bombed. But she's really cute, really charming, really funny.
Mm-hmm.
She's the comic relief. It's kind of like, and then they were coming off of Secret Invasion. Like none of that was mentioned really.
Oh yeah.
And then Nick Fury's
All
in
of a
it.
sudden, he's
Everything's
shaved his beard and healthy again,
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how is it?
Yeah. It was weird because they even had scrolls in it, but nothing from Secret Invasion. It's like it didn't connect.
Yeah.
And Secret Invasion was supposedly like a month ago. You know what I mean?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Man, that's like worse than Eternals.
Yeah. So, yeah, Marvel's big problem is that they're not using the thing that people like Marvel for. They don't understand their asset.
Yeah,
It's kind of like you have like
they need that
it's kind of
continuity.
like people are buying corn. You have a farm, and everyone historically in your family bought corn, and then you have some cows, and people were buying cows, and then you just start marketing cows.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're still a corn farm. You sell the corn, man. It's like, yeah, you can add and even if you have cows, a cow comes with a bushel of corn or something. You know what I mean? It's like these bundle them together. They just seem to think that it's just Marvel. People just like the brand, like, Grey Goose or something. And it's like, no.
They need that continuity.
They need the connectivity. They like Marvel
Yeah.
because it connected to every other thing in the MCU. And every project connected to every other project in some way.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. We're going to do something different. Well, now you're losing. You know what I mean? That's what people, it hooks people, Social media streams, we talked about this earlier, they figured it out, how to
Mhm.
get people, they said, oh, this is how to keep people engaged. We're going to keep doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see like YouTube or Instagram or Facebook changing their model and like, you know what? Let's try something different. No, they're going to keep whatever keeps people engaged.
Mm-hmm.
But creatives, for some reason, people in the entertainment industry, they're just kind of like, we created this and we can create something else that's just as good. And it's like, maybe, but you're taking a big risk. And again, I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I probably give the movie a 6,
Mm.
6.5. You know what I mean? But I can see why a lot of other people. Well, first of all, a lot of other people didn't even know it was out when it first came out. So your marketing is.
Oh, it's because the strike, and then when
Mhm.
it did come out, the strike ended right before, and so
Yeah.
last minute they kind of.
And I think that's why a lot of people are, that's what they call copium, as the kids call cope. That's what a lot of Disney executives, Marvel executives are saying. Well, if it wasn't for the strike, this would have been a hit. And it's like, no.
No.
And then some of them are saying, well, if it wasn't for the stars being women, it would have been a hit. And it's like, no. It's like
No, it's you didn't
you didn't
connect it to any Secret Invasion is what they should have at least connected it to that.
At least, yeah. And
Or
a lot of people
mention
didn't even
something.
like Secret Invasion, but at least that would have elevated both,
Yeah.
right? At least it would. And again, you had a lame villain. It was like a villain of the week type of villain.
Yeah.
It's like a villain that I would think
A Scooby-Doo villain.
yeah, it was a Scooby-Doo villain. It's like, oh, you meddling kids. It's just like, and again, it has some great moments.
Mm-hmm.
Some funny moments or laughing, where Captain Marvel married the guy, and just because for a political thing, and they all had to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was funny. And then again, Miss Marvel had some great lines.
Miss Marvel's family is hilarious.
Miss Marvel's family's hilarious.
Her parents and brother.
Yeah, they're always cool. The movie ended kind of cool with her kind of starting the Young Avengers.
Oh,
That was kind of a cool thing. But that scene and the end credit where Miss Marvel ends up in the Fox universe are the only two things that had an overarch that connected to anything else.
Yes.
And we're talking like both of those scenes are under 2 minutes combined.
Yeah.
They're probably a minute each.
Yeah.
And so maybe 3 minutes if I'm generous.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, okay, I could see somebody saying, I paid $20 for 3 minutes. It's like, and by the way, when I say the villain wasn't great, it's not the actress's fault.
Yeah.
It's just that she's just a regular villain. Like, I want to blow up your stuff. I want to blow up your planet. Okay, we're going to stop you. Like, ChatGPT could have written a better script. You know what I mean? And then so the writers, and here's the thing, writers were complaining about like, we don't want to use AI to write stuff. Don't write stuff like that. And I don't need AI, man. Because that's something that any one of our listeners could have written.
Mm-hmm.
The storyline was basically there's an angry Kree, and she's going to, Captain Marvel destroyed the Supreme Intelligence, and which caused a bunch of havoc on her world and natural resources and all this stuff to be dried up and going away. And so she's going to take the natural resources from all the planets Captain Marvel loves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much it. And then they fight and they stop her.
Yeah.
And end of story. I mean, the movie could have been a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, because all the stuff in between was just getting to that end fight.
Yeah.
And it was just, and it's like, yeah, I'm just, and it's like, again, I really respect writers, I think writers are kind of like, remember that singer Neo?
Mm-hmm.
He made a comment this week that, the entertainment industry used to be this elite group of the super talented, not letting anyone in. And it's kind of like,
Who's he talking about?
I don't know. But I was just like, no, it was never the most talented. It was a lot of people were talented and lucky, but you had to know somebody, there's the whole, Weinstein effect on things, there's this, there's that. There's reasons why the most talented people in the world don't always make it to the big stage. And I think there's probably a lot of talented writers out there who'll grind away, unfortunately, and we'll never know their names. And sometimes it's not even the writer's fault. Sometimes certain things they want to put in get vetoed. I don't know. I mean, and again, I don't think it was a horrible movie.
Yeah.
But I think they need to understand anytime you put the Marvel logo on something, anytime you put the Marvel brand on something, people are thinking Endgame and everything that led up to it. That's what you got to, at least, I'm not saying you can exceed it.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying you can equal it.
No, but
that should be your goal, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they have a goal. It seems like they're rudderless. They're just kind of well, this might work, you know. Well, people know this hero's name, you know, this might work, you know, and it's just kind of like they're throwing these things out there. And I kind of get it. They have to introduce new, you know, people, new stuff, you know. Now, do I think this is going to last forever? No. I think Captain America, I think it's called Brave New World now. I think that's going to fix a lot of stuff. For some reason, they treat Captain America movies very seriously because because they're not balanced between comedy and
it's serious.
It's Captain America's always dealing with more espionage, serious stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. Deadpool, if they do it right,
and I think
Deadpool's going to save a lot of stuff. So there's a couple of things that I have high confidence in. But then again, everything's gotten delayed, so I'm not even sure what the next Marvel project is. I got to tell everyone, What If has been pretty good this season, though.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed What If.
And I'm hoping they're going to use, you know, that they create. We're going to do a whole recap on What If when it's done. They created a new character this season. I hope they use her live action.
Yeah, because
she's really good, and that should be a lesson for them. Because I think they're getting a lot of feedback on that particular character because it's the correct way to do diversity and inclusion, and you're doing it without forcing it, and it made sense. The story made sense, and she's a badass. She's somebody that everyone can root for, and it's like you didn't have to like redo an old character to make it fit new times or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So just look at where you get your positive responses and go with that, you know. But yeah, so that's kind of my take. As always, we have a giveaway. We have a Funko Pop Miss Marvel to give away. And we always have to get the date because we always forget our spoiler dates.
Write it down.
Yeah, so our Loki giveaway ends on the 6th, so let's end this on the 13th.
Okay. That's
January
when we'll
13th.
be at the park.
Yeah. And all you have to do is direct message us via Facebook or Instagram or info@ropedroppingknowledge.com. For every medium you use, you get an additional entry. You dropped a bomb on me. That's all you got to say. Because that movie did bomb.
You can sing it. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. If
it's
you
a
sing
song.
you dropped the bomb on me. And you will be eligible to win a Miss Marvel Funko Pop, and Miss Marvel was the highlight of the movie.
Yes.
All right. So, again, Happy New Year. We wish you all a great 2024. We're going to be doing some things in 2024 that have yet to be announced. But yeah, we hope your families are well. We hope you guys are doing well, and we hope everything is better. And we hope, you know, the best days you had in 2023 are the worst days in 2024. I'm Brian.
I'm Tracy.
Stay magical.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe and visit us at www.ropedroppingknowledge.com.